Natural gas, energy efficiency, and energy recovery are transforming the energy economy in Michigan. Businesses across the state and Michigan's political and academic leaders joined the American Chemistry Council and the Michigan Chemistry Council to discuss these significant developments in the chemical and energy industries. ACC President and CEO Dooley kicked off the discussion, emphasizing that natural gas from shale is the most important energy development in 50 years and holds enormous potential for Michigan, the nation's 12th largest chemical-producing state.
Today, because of that shift in the development of natural gas, we are now one of the lowest cost producers of chemicals throughout the entire world. And again, it's because of natural gas.
Dooley emphasized that Michigan needs a comprehensive domestic energy portfolio.
If you also talk to the manufacturing sector, energy is one of our primary cost of production. So it is so critical that we have a domestic energy policy that is all the above, capitalizes on our domestic traditional fossil fuels, but also alternatives and renewables.
In her keynote remarks, Valerie, Governor Rick Snyder's energy advisor, said Michigan's natural gas and unique mix of resources positions the state for job creation and economic growth.
Michigan, as a natural gas storage state, as a natural gas user, we're major in both. And so making sure that the infrastructure is there so that not just those folks in Michigan, but the rest of the nation can benefit from the unique geology that we have here. And frankly, a business that was invented here in Michigan, the storage of natural gas, was actually invented here. And being able to grow these natural strengths of ours and build on that success is crucial.
Seth Roberts of the Dow Chemical Company and Tim Nicholson from PBS Chemicals predicted a bright future for manufacturing because of natural gas, the feedstock essential to create thousands of products such as cell phones, computers, tires, and carpeting.
The real opportunity for Michigan is manufacturing. And here's why. Competitive, affordable energy is the lifeblood of Michigan's manufacturers. We are using natural gas to make jobs. And when energy prices are affordable and competitive, industry responds with jobs, investment, and growth.
Right. And I would challenge someone to point to one man-made thing in this room. The paint on the walls, the carpet on the floor, the foam in your seat pad, the clothes on your back, everything is touched by the petrochemical industry. It is a basic feedstock for our modern lives.
Political leaders discussed the energy policies needed for Michigan to maximize its energy advantages.
We saw that 98% of natural gas is from North America that we use here in the U.S. compared to 65% of the oil we import. And so it's a great American resource.
The jobs and the spin-off jobs and all of the opportunity that it creates. And so I'm very excited to be able to formulate policies that I want to say make sense, and that's our role on the Energy and Technology Committee.
Providing a federal perspective, Diane Rinaldo, a policy advisor to Congressman Mike Rogers of Michigan, addressed the ways the federal government can encourage access to affordable and secure supplies of natural gas.
You talked about 3 different areas that I can think of where the federal government can help in this area, and one is federal lands. Less than 5% of federal lands are being used exploring for natural gas and oil, and that's including the Outer Continental Shelf. The second is a delivery mechanism, as Eric mentioned, pipelines. We need a safe and efficient way to transport natural gas from point A to point B. And the third is market conditions. We currently do have a robust market, but in order to preserve that market, we need regulatory certainty. We need this today, and we need it going forward.
The business of chemistry in Michigan is also enabling innovations in energy efficiency. The easiest, most cost-effective way to increase energy supplies, reduce energy costs, and make American companies more competitive. Keynote speaker Dr. Theresa Kotancheck described the Dow Chemical Company's focus on energy efficiency and its research and development efforts in energy generation, energy storage, new materials, carbon fibers, and resin development.
These are just examples of where we are driving our investments at this time and the criticality that we see moving forward on energy efficiency, to the diversity of options, and driving the next generation of renewable products moving forward.
The rule of thumb is that if we can get the weight of the vehicle down by 10%, you can reduce fuel economy by 6%.
If you look at what has contributed to the greatest increase in miles per gallon in automobiles, it's generally lightweighting of vehicles. And that lightweighting has in large part been achieved through composites and plastics that allowed those cars to go further on a gallon of gas.
Michigan businesses are actively pursuing initiatives to make their own operations more energy efficient.
A huge portion of our portfolio going forward is directed at energy efficiency, not just in the building area, but across all of the other areas that we have in the company. That's probably been shifting over the last 10 years. And if you look at the ratio of our R&D, mostly headquartered in the Michigan area, it's directed around energy efficient applications.
Praxair's Richard Nelson urged political and business leaders to turn energy efficiency into a policy priority.
We strongly believe that energy efficiency should continue to have a prominent role as business leaders, government officials, legislators, regulators, and policymakers consider the larger energy landscape and how to shape this for the future in a way that makes sense for all stakeholders.
Melissa Wall of Cobblestone Builders credits chemistry industry innovations for helping make energy-efficient homes possible and profitable for consumers across the state.
Right now we're looking at a 2012 energy code. There's policy out there on that. And the Home Building Association has really took a stance on that and said, you know, it's not feasible. Well, chemistry does make it feasible.
Chemistry innovations are also enabling the next generation of energy technologies, from solar cells to wind turbines to rechargeable batteries and much more.
We also have new technology that was developed here in Michigan that produces a precursor cathode material that can be used in lithium-ion batteries, which can then help boost up the energy efficiency of many products, in addition to making renewable energy systems more viable. We are working on a couple of new technologies, actually, new types of batteries that have the promise to show much higher energy storage, much lower cost, definitely will be game-changing in the automotive industry.
There is another promising energy resource found in waste streams across our country in the form of abundant alternative energy from non-recycled materials. Known as energy recovery, chemistry is helping to pave the way for technologies that convert these non-recycled materials from waste to fuel, energy, or raw materials.
I think we're moving into an era where we've seen the development of technology that can allow us to manage emissions from municipal waste as we convert them to higher uses. You know, it's almost like we're moving into an area that municipal waste is not necessarily an accurate description. I mean, we ought to be looking at municipal waste as a resource.
Tom Horton of Waste Management describes how the company's renewable energy innovations are successfully converting products that would end up in landfills into a sustainable energy source with greater energy density than coal.
Our business is changing. It is about energy recovery. Our goal is to extract value from the waste products that we handle. We've got over 130 landfill gas to electric plants around the country. We create enough energy to power hundreds of thousands of homes. When you couple that with the waste to energy plants that we operate under our Wheelabrator division, we generate more electricity than all of the solar power industry in the country today currently.
The message from Michigan's business and policy community was clear. The business of chemistry is driving solutions that will help us address our most pressing energy challenges in Michigan and across the country.
Let's move forward. Let's get these people like Melissa Wall to innovate, to move forward, to try new things, to take advantage of resources that we have in our own state, in our own backyard, at our own curbside, and let's make this sustainable energy future happen.